please direct your attention to your listening device for the show that believes there is no such thing as useless sports knowledge. This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. This is episode 360. It's the Charlie XCX episode. Mason, you're a youth. You get that reference, right? Yeah, you get it?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, Mason is here, and he's teaming with Dave Wirtz against the team of David Lux and returning guest, Sam Cook. Sam, how are you? It's been a reasonably long amount of time since you were here, so why don't you reintroduce yourself to the listeners?
Yep, my name's Sam Cook. I live in New Hampshire, but I'm from Texas. I'm a Houston sports fan, and I'm pretty heavily involved in youth basketball in the New Hampshire area. So currently finishing up an AAU season. Last tournament's this weekend, so looking forward to not doing some basketball stuff for a while, actually.
Awesome. We're happy to have you. And Mr. Lux, how are you, and what is your team's name?
Well, I'm good, and I can't even take credit for our team name. I'm going to kick back over to our legendary guest, Sam Cooke, because all I asked for was that it had to be a Sam Cooke, the singer-songwriter reference. So this Sam Cooke hooked us up. Sam, go ahead.
So our team name's going to be Don't Know Much About Much of Anything.
Beautiful. I will flub through that at least twice in this episode, guarantee it. And Dave and Mason, how are you, and what is your team's name for this episode?
Dave sent the team name before I even knew any knowledge of it, so that's always fun when I get the surprise part of it. But yeah, I'm doing well. It's summer, thankfully. It's a nice little break from the chaos of school, so I'm enjoying it so far. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for this school to end, Mason.
The school to end?
Yeah, the school. I'm just looking for it to just disappear, cease to exist. And the words of Sam Cooke, a change is going to come, because that's where it's at. That there's two for the price of one. But yeah, it got a little bit wild today. I ended up taking part in the school's inflatable race. So I donned my giant inflatable dinosaur skeleton costume. It was hot as hell, and I think it was meant for someone a size smaller than me. But I did everyone very proud, because we had a random competition against the kids while wearing this costume, and I think I went 7 for 7 in rock, paper, scissors. So you know what? Suck it, kids. That's what I thought. And now my new favorite thing every time I team with Mason is I have to give him as much credit as humanly possible, even though he vehemently denies all this credit. And our team name reflects that. As we were foreshadowing a little bit about future episodes, a great one-liner came out of Mason, and you can decide which that future episode might be. So, because our team name is It's a Whole Foods reference.
All right, so we've got Don't Know Much About Much of Anything versus It's a Whole Foods reference. We've got our teams now. Let's kick it over to Lundberg XCX for the rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them to you as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
If anybody affiliated with this podcast is capable of having a brat summer, it is Dan Lundberg.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask.
Let's
favorite color, lime green.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into the game here. And the first quarter is going to be Flop, Turn, and River.
Flop, Turn, and River. For this quarter, there will be 3 questions consisting of 5 clues. The first 3 clues will be given before the teams will decide if they want to check in with their answer. The last two clues will be given one at a time, with the teams deciding if they want to check in their answer after each subsequent clue. If a correct answer is checked in after the first three clues, the team will receive 50 points. After the fourth clue, 30. And after the fifth clue, 20.
And this Flap Turn and River will be the Flap Turn and River Hall of Fame edition. I'm going to give you some members of a certain sports Hall of Fame. You just have to tell me what the Hall of Fame is, what sport we're talking about here. Here we go. The Flop, inducted in 1952. Moose Johnson in 1962. Punch Broadbent. And in 1966, Ted Lindsay.
Mason did this. We're checking in.
It's a Whole Foods references checked in. Don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
Well, the first thing I said was punch sounds like it should be boxing, but that's too on the nose. And then I realized I'm telling accidental jokes. But if his name is Punch and it's not boxing, it makes me want to go to hockey. I don't know, Sam. What's your feeling about any
I think
of
it's
this?
definitely a team sport. So Ted Lindsay sounds familiar. Something that rings a bell with him. And then, I grew up in Texas with a bunch of Cowboy fans. So I remember there being a different Moose Johnson. I remember people saying something about that. So I know it's not football. I'd be fairly certain if it was hockey. If it was baseball or football. So
I agree. If it was any of the big three, I would probably know them, even no matter how far back. Do you want to take a chance on hockey? These guys checked in, so that just makes me nervous. Do you want to take another one, or do you want to guess hockey?
Well, I could say that if it's hockey, there's no additional names that are going to help me.
But when you're talking about the river, could be Wayne Gretzky.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. We'll try it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to check in with hockey, ice hockey.
And it's a Whole Foods reference. What you have?
Yeah, there was one name that stood out to me, and that was Ted Lindsay. And for some reason, I remembered it. It may be an award name or something. I don't know. That was my thought, that some award was named after him. My first thought was hockey, and Dave agreed. So that's what we checked in with.
Okay, well, let's go through the turn in the river for posterity. The turn in 2006, Herb Brooks. And the river in 2018, Martin Brodeur. Correct answer is the Hockey Hall of Fame. And yes, Mason, you are correct. The Ted Lindsay Award was the rename of the Lester Pearson Award for the NHL's most outstanding player. Not to be confused with the Hart Trophy, which is for the most valuable player, because those two things are different, even though the same player wins the award, both awards, a lot of the time. All right, question 2 in Hall of Fame Flap, Turn, and River. Elected in 2013, Peter van den Hoogenbond. Elected in 2009, Inge de Bruyne. Elected in 1968, Benjamin Franklin. And yes, it is that Benjamin Franklin.
Is there a kite flying Hall of Fame?
I'm in the Brew City Wrestling Hall of Fame, and with that, we will check in.
It's the Whole Foods references checked in, so don't know much about much of anything. You can talk it out.
Once Taco said that it was the real Benjamin Franklin. Sam asked if it was related to electricity somehow. I asked if it was related to invention somehow. And then I said the only other thing that I remember of Benjamin Franklin that would be remotely interesting would be that I know that he once famously swam 3 miles in the Thames. And I have no idea whether that would be enough to qualify somebody to be in the Hall of Fame. It's not like he swam the English Channel or anything like that. What are your thoughts, Sam?
Well, no, I think that's it, because I was a competitive swimmer for many years when I was in my youth. And so I followed swimming pretty closely. And Peter van den Hoogenband is now clicking something as a swimmer. I don't know Inge de Bruggen, but yeah, also, I was saying that he is also known for publicly available things like public libraries and maybe like public parks and public pools or something. That could also be an in for swimming.
Oh, it just hit me after you said Peter van den Hoogenband, because he was absolutely an Olympic swimmer. He's from the Netherlands. I don't know why I went straight to Ben Franklin. I wasn't even thinking about these other guys, but I'm almost positive he's a Dutch swimmer.
Right. So when you said that, I thought, oh, that does click as a swimmer. I think swimming, there's very few things I think it could be for Ben Franklin, and that does seem possible.
Yeah, you're right. They're right. It's not like he couldn't be in baseball. Right. Rowing, maybe. But okay, should we go for swimming?
Yeah, I feel 90+% that Peter van den Hoogenband is a swimmer.
He was. Yeah. As soon as you started saying that. Yeah, okay. We're checking in with swimming.
Okay. And Whole Foods reference. What'd you have?
Van Hogan Band is 100% a 90s folk band, right? Like that alt folk band. Oh, yeah, that'd be great. More importantly, though, Benjamin Franklin, as I told Mason, he invented swim fins. It's one of the things that I did know. And so, yes, we checked in with the same thing of swimming.
Okay. Well, let's hear the turn in the river to see if we were right. The turn in 1965, Johnny Weissmuller.
Oh, for sure.
Yep,
And
there you go.
the river in 2002, podcast favorite, Summer Sanders.
Hell yeah.
It is the Swimming Hall of Fame. And yes, Benjamin Franklin invented swim fins and was an avid swimmer and had a lot of influence in bringing swimming as an exercise hobby to the Western world.
Somewhere
Very
there's a
well
dolphin
done.
that resents that Benjamin Franklin was given credit for that invention. I mean, just seems.
Well, in all fairness, the swim fins were worn on the hands, so they're more like swim crawlers.
Oh, I see.
Swim
If I remember-
mittens.
Swim mittens.
Also, Benjamin Franklin has to look luxurious with that hair flowing through the water.
Ben Franklin, also a notorious poonhound. That's neither here nor there.
Inventor of the swim cap.
The final flop turn and river of the first quarter. Name this Hall of Fame. Inducted in 2019, Miku Koivu-Niemi. Inducted in 1982, John Petraglia. And in 2012, Jason Couch.
We can so check in.
It's a Whole Foods reference, has checked in, so don't know much about anything. Talk it out.
I have nothing on this one. None of these names sound familiar.
Jason Couch is the one that I'm really dwelling on. I know that name. I'm going to tell you why I think I know his name is that I did an episode where every answer was somebody born in 1969. And I think Jason Couch was on that list, and it was because I was looking for somebody that I could work, but he was too obscure. But I was trying to work in somebody who was a bowler. I'm actually pretty sure that Jason Couch is a bowler, and he's my age. I know that's hard to believe that people are my age, but
Wait, but he was only inducted in 2012?
well, I would have been years old then. So I mean,
Timeless.
It was the Veterans Committee. The Veterans Bowling Committee got him in.
The veterans for veterans for veterans.
I don't like that our guests are coming on and making fun of my age. This is not boding well in the first quarter.
They understood the assignment, David.
I'm pretty sure the answer is bowling, though. If you're willing to go with me on this,
I'm in to go for bowling. I have no idea. None of these names sound familiar. But
well, Miku Koivu. If I didn't have anything else, Miku absolutely sounds like a hockey player. So he's got to be Finnish regardless. But it's bowling. We'll check that in.
And it's a Whole Foods reference. What you got?
Oh yeah, bowling huge here in Wisconsin. So we 100% checked in with PBA.
All right. And let's hear the turn in the
Professional
river.
Bull Rider Association? Is that what you checked in with?
Sorry. The Professional Bowling Hall of Fame.
The Pabst Blue Association.
It's going to be hilarious when the answer is bull riding.
Yeah. All right. The turn in 1995, Walter Ray Williams Jr. And the river in 1998, podcast favorite, Pete Weber.
Pete Weber. Yep.
Yeah.
This is the Bowling Hall of Fame. Miku Koivu-Niemi is Finnish. Bowling legend. Jason Couch was one of my favorites as a kid. Just super, like, he'd take the ball like all the way up above his head and aggressive revs. He was great to watch. All right. After the first quarter, we've got 3 flops for 3 flops on both sides. It is 150 to 150.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
That brings us to the second quarter, the missing link.
The missing link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. A correct guess to the theme before the 5th question will earn the first team 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with a correct theme guess. If neither team has identified the correct theme before the fifth question, both teams can still earn 50 points with a correct theme guess.
Question number 1 of the missing link. They're the official colors of the University of Michigan.
We can check in.
Don't know much about much of anything is checked in, so it's a Whole Foods reference. Talk it out.
My first
I'm
thought was
wondering,
maize and blue.
I think you're right there, and I think it even goes deeper than that. It's like Michigan maize and blue or something like that. Just being in Big Ten country. I don't know how specific Taco wants us to go here. I think that's right. I think the minute you said that kind of clicked. I couldn't remember the exact thing though.
That was it. Just roll. My first thought was like, okay, what's Michigan colors? Maize and blue. I don't know why it's. When I was a kid, I had a Michigan hat because it had a big M on it. I guess whoever bought it for me thought like, oh, that's appropriate because my name's Mason, and didn't realize it was a Michigan hat. I don't know how it happened, but yeah. Anyway, all that to say, we'll go with maize and blue as our answer.
And don't know much about anything.
We also checked in with the maize and blue.
Alfred Blue's brother, Mason Blue. All right, both teams getting points.
Legend.
It is maize and blue. Nicely done. So the theme link answer so far, maize and blue. Question number 2. Notable NBA players to have worn this specific jersey number, excluding the most chief example, include Tony Delk, Greg Ostertag, Kevin Duckworth, Jordan Clarkson, and Aaron Gordon.
We'll check in.
It's a Whole Foods reference that's checked in, so don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
The one that was my tip-off was actually Kevin Duckworth because I was a Blazers fan in the 90s.
It's definitely 00. Greg Ostertag was my tip-off, and then Jordan Clarkson, I always thought it was funny that he wore it as a guard. Like, he's like
Be
one of the only guards to ever wear 00.
No, of course, the most famous 00 he left off the list in my mind, and that's Robert Parrish. But okay, we will check in with 00.
And it's a Whole Foods reference.
Yeah, I had this right away. I almost thought it was 0 at first. For some reason, Jordan Clarkson hit with 0, but I saw Aaron Gordon that kind of confirmed it for me. That it had to be 00, so that's what we went with.
Both teams getting points. It is 00, and yes, excluding the most chief example, because Robert Parrish's nickname was the Chief. So the themed link answers: maize and blue and 00. Question number 3. In May 2026. He became the first English golfer since Jim Barnes in 1919 to win the PGA Championship.
We'll check in.
It's a Whole Foods reference as checked in. Don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
I know who this is. I can't remember his first name. His last name is Rai. He's English, Rai. I'm 100% positive. And I was paying attention to this because I was planning a pre and post game because his name just goes a lot of different directions. But that's it, Sam. Are you all right with that?
So let's do it.
Okay. All right. We'll check in. Rai.
And it's a Whole Foods reference.
Well, we were saying the same thing. I remember this guy because he's a psychopath because he wears 2 gloves when he golfs, and that just shouldn't exist. We checked in with Aaron Rye as well.
Both teams are getting points. It is Aaron Rye. Kind of an underdog story. I think he was like a 200-1 shot to win the PGA Championship when he won it in 2026. Yeah, he wears 2 gloves when he plays. His driver's 7 years old, which is unheard of on the PGA Tour. So kind of a quirky guy. But by all accounts, one of the nicest players on the PGA Tour because everybody was really happy that he won. So your themed link answers: maize and blue, 00, Aaron Rye. Question number 4 of the missing link. He was the 17th overall pick in 1995 after 3 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons at the aforementioned University of Michigan. He couldn't quite meet the expectations of that draft status in his pro career, as his only 1,000-yard season in the pros was for the 2000 Oakland Raiders.
We can check in.
It's a Whole Foods reference as checked in with expedience. Don't know much about much of anything. You may talk it out.
It sounds like Tyrone Wheatley to me.
Oh, it sure does. Yes, 100%. Check that in.
And it's a Whole Foods reference. What you got?
Oh, yes. We said Tyrone Wheatley as well. Love this name.
Both teams are getting points. This is Raiders legend, Tyrone Wheatley. Very nicely done. So our theme link answers so far: maize and blue, 00, Aaron Rye, and Tyrone Wheatley. Question number 5 of the missing link. Chimere Dike led the NFL in this statistic in 2025 with 2,427 of them.
We can check in.
It's a Whole Foods references checked in, so don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
And this is going to be all-purpose yards, right?
All-purpose yards. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you. And yes, of course it is. And he's the one whose name I mispronounced horribly about 6 episodes ago.
Yes.
I was going to reference it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes,
I
please.
cannot
missing
repeat
link.
the words that David Lux
Yes,
had said.
you know
but
what?
if you listen back, you will hear a fantastic pronunciation of Chimere Dike.
This is what comes of like reading a lot of box scores and not watching enough games and not playing fantasy football. Anyway, we will check in all-purpose yards.
And Whole Foods boys.
Same thing, all-purpose yards.
Yes, this is all-purpose yards. And yeah, Chimere Dike just beat out Bijan Robinson and Christian McCaffrey for that spot in 2025. So our themed link answers are Maize and Blue, 00, Aaron Rye, Tyrone Wheatley, and all-purpose yards. I need to make a ruling here because one team did submit a correct theme guess. The other team, I don't think I can accept your particular wording. So, Whole Foods boys, I am going to need you to come up with a different answer.
Fine, it's flour.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's rough. Oh, I know why he's saying that, because the second clue. I get it. It's the second clue that moves it away from what we said. I just realized what it means now. Yeah.
All right. Whatever.
It
It's
is.
fine. At least we'll all have Chimere Dike, okay?
Except David.
We'll
David
all
won't.
have Chimere Dike on bikes. All right. So, yes, the correct theme link is things having to do with flour. You can make flour out of maize and rye and wheat, and both all-purpose and 00 are particular types of flour or grinds of flour, which is why I could not accept the Whole Foods boys' original answer of grains, because 00 and all-purpose are not grains on their own.
We were thinking of Whole Foods. We weren't thinking about processed. We were just. I watched too many baking shows. I should have recognized 00. So they talk about it as like a fine kind of thing. So yeah, that's on me.
All right. So after the second quarter, we do have a lead. Don't know much about much of anything. Has 350. It's a Whole Foods reference just behind at 300. It's now time for halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions, with each question worth 25 points.
And this halftime is going to be another episode of terrible Super Bowl halftime show ideas. I'm going to give you 3 songs from an artist who would objectively be a terrible choice for a Super Bowl halftime show, and you just have to name the artist. Question number 1. Mexico, Carolina in My Mind, Fire and Rain.
We'll
check it.
in.
All right, should we 3, 2, 1 it here?
No, please don't.
All right.
Why not?
I don't know who checked in first then.
It
We'll
was
call
David.
it. All right. Well,
David's older, I guess. So he goes.
don't
he
know
can
much
take
about
this
much of anything has checked in. So Whole Foods reference, tell us an answer.
one. Yeah, these are 3 great songs.
Nothing else could be said about that.
Right. Yeah. Is Carly Simon going to show up? They could do Mockingbird.
This is Chapel Hill native James Taylor.
Both teams getting points. This is James Taylor.
Whenever I see your smiling face,
What do you mean, Sweet Baby
he's
James?
here
would be
with
a
us
good
in the
halftime
room.
show?
isn't it amazing a man like me? That's one of my favorite songs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
James
actually.
Taylor's great. Just he's not gonna build the hype for a Super Bowl second half.
Shower the People's not going to get everybody.
Question 2 of halftime. Who's this artist that's a terrible Super Bowl halftime show idea? Building a Mystery, Angel, I Will Remember You.
We'll check in.
Uh-oh.
Whole Foods boys have checked in. Don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
Help.
Yeah.
That's a Beatles song. They will not be performing at halftime show for various reasons.
Sam,
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to help, I don't think.
I'm going to start singing some of these songs to myself until I can come up with
No, sing it out loud. I did.
Yeah.
I did. Gave you James Taylor. You can give me this artist.
If you tell me who it is, I can imitate.
I know the Angels song. It is a woman. And
It's
from the
Sarah.
90s.
It's Sarah. Why am I
McLachlan.
blanking on her name? Yes, that's it. That's who it is. And she would be a terrible halftime show. So that makes sense. Okay. All right. Check that in.
And Whole Foods reference.
Yeah, I don't know why 80 isn't on this list. That's not a halftime jam. No, that's as bad as Angel for a halftime show. Yeah, this is Sarah McLachlan.
Both teams getting points. This is Sarah McLachlan. We are not going to be giving away orphaned animals at halftime. All right. Final question of halftime. Name the artist with these three songs that are very on Super Bowl. By Your Side, Nothing Can Come Between Us, The Sweetest Taboo.
We could check in.
All right. Whole Foods references checked in, so don't know much about much of anything. What you got?
I'm not going to imitate this one either. Yeah, it would be Sade, or maybe pronounced now, it would be Sad E.
Sad Eid.
No, not Sad Eid. This
It's
is
pronounced
Sade.
Chimere Dike.
That's right. We will check in with Sade.
And Whole Foods reference, what you got?
Smooth operator. Smooth.
Oh, that would be pretty good at halftime.
Operator.
Why not?
That would be fun.
Give me some Sade.
Both teams are getting points. This is Sade, and I think fans of the Super Bowl want their quarterback to be a smooth operator in that game. All right. At the end of halftime, the scores have changed. The deficit remains 50 points. Don't know much about much of anything. 425. Whole Foods reference 375. That takes us to the third quarter, which will be 5-on-3.
5-on-3. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list.
And list number 1. In 5-on-3, please give me the last 5 WNBA number 1 draft picks.
We'll check in.
It's a Whole Foods references checked in. Don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
Well, I think we're going to be right behind them. Sam, you want to sort of talk us through?
Yeah, sure. So we had Paige Beckers, Aaliyah Boston, and Caitlin Clark right away. So then we needed this year, and then the 5th most recent. And I'm pretty sure the year before Aaliyah Boston was Ryan Howard, and then this year was the Connecticut Becker's teammate who they picked to play with her. So Ozzy Fudd. And when my wife listens to this, she's going to kill me for getting the pronunciations wrong.
Oh, well, that's okay. Let's not embarrass ourselves then. We'll go Howard, Boston, Clark, Fudd, Beckers. Check that in.
And Whole Foods boys.
We said the exact same 5. And the reason why I always remember Ryan Howard is that he just got lazy, and that was his WNBA drag queen name after his baseball career, which is just awesome. I love that Joanna Man story. But yeah, we said the same 5.
And both teams are getting their full 50 points. AZ Fudd went in this most recent draft. Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Ryan Howard. Previously, before that in 2020 was Charlie Collier, then Sabrina Ionescu, Jackie Young, and Asia Wilson. And the year before that was some player from the University of Washington that I won't mention because she went to the University of Washington. All right. Question number 2 in 5-on-3. Please give me the 5 most recent 20-game winners in Major League Baseball.
We'll check in.
It's a Whole Foods references checked in, so I don't know much about much of anything. Please talk it out.
Go ahead, Sam. You start us off.
Well, I'm an Astros fan, so I asked Dave, how far do you think this goes back? Because Verlander and Garrett Cole did it the year that we lost to the Nationals in the World Series.
2019.
2019. So I know that happened. And then I'm in a long-time original rules NL only fantasy baseball league that's been around for like 35 years or something. And so I remember Julio Urias doing it somewhat recently.
More recent than those guys.
Yeah, more recent.
They're definitely so here's my a little, tiny bit of game theory just to sort of backstop this. I don't think there have been more than three guys who have done it since 2019, and there's no way he'd expect us to know who hit it first for Lander or Cole in that same season, right? So if those two guys are both the 2019 guys,
Yeah, so
that leads me to
they're
believe
both right or both wrong. Yes.
right, exactly. No, but I'm pretty sure they're both right. So because I don't think there have been more than three guys, because they're the last guys to do it in the AL, and I think they're probably exactly three guys who did it in the NL. That's what I'm thinking. I know you said who did you say again?
Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider is the most recent guy to do it. And
That's correct. Yep.
And so I knew Strider and I knew Cole and Verlander, and then I remember that Julio did it for the Dodgers.
Okay.
So
I remember, and
so
Spencer
is there
Strider.
another one, or do we?
Well, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. I just want to say that about 100 episodes ago, I had a pre and post game, and the answer was Pez Dispenser Strider. So I'm trying to think of who the guy is in the gap. There was another guy for Atlanta that did it, but I cannot place his name at all.
Oh yeah, no, I think you're right. But unless it was Charlie Morton, I'm not going to come up with.
It's not Charlie Morton. Oh, wait a minute.
Sorry.
It was that guy. Okay, maybe this helps, but because I can picture him. He did nothing before this, and he's done nothing since. Like I think he may even be out of baseball. I think he's one of these guys who had like 90% of his wins the year that he won 20 games. I don't think I'm going to come up with it. I'm not going to be able to come up with it. Do you want to just check in with Julio Urias, Strider, Cole, Verlander, and just call it a day?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is another Braves guy, but I can only think of more.
Okay. Then just the four. We'll check in. Taco, we're done.
Okay, and it's a Whole Foods reference. What did you check in with?
Yeah, we got that 5 for you. That last one would be Kyle Wright in
Yes.
2022.
And you had the same other 4?
Yes, sir.
Okie dokie. Well, both teams are getting their points. It was Spencer Strider in 2023. Kyle Wright in 2022 won 21 games. In the rest of his MLB career, he has won 3 games. He has a career record of 24-16. In 2022, he went 21-5.
Wow.
In 2021 was Dodgers pitcher and noted scumbag Julio Urias. And in 2019 were Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander. Before that, we had Blake Snell and Corey Kluber in 2018. Rick Porcello, J.A. Happ, and Max Scherzer in 2016. Jake Arrieta and Dallas Keuchel in 2015. And Clayton Kershaw, Adam Wainwright, Johnny Cueto in 2014. All right. So the final list in 5-on-3. Please give me the last 5 NHL franchises to win the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup in the same season. And one franchise has done it twice in this period, but I'm looking for the 5 unique franchises.
We will check in.
Don't know much about much of anything is checked in, so it's a Whole Foods reference. Talk it up.
Mason, I agree with everything that you said. I knew I could contribute the Blackhawks. Yeah, that's a team I do know. But when you said Red Wings and Avalanche, that did something for me. So
I didn't say either one of those. Just putting that out there.
Quit being so
Fact
humble.
I'm not. I didn't know any of them certainly. So that's.
And I'm thinking the other two have to be pre-2000.
I mean, we could just go with those. I don't have anything strong to contribute here. So
there's something is tickling me about the Rangers. I feel like that's another team that did outrageously well in that early 90s. Let's flip a coin. I've had a lot of luck flipping coins on this podcast. So we'll flip this PJ Hill autographed card out of Wisconsin that Walling gave me for.
You said that was a coin.
Well, I don't have a coin in front of me, but
I mean on this podcast, we only use 2-sided die. So
I have a D20. You want me to use that?
So if it's heads, so heads is PJ Hill, tails is his 2009 draft stock. All right. So heads, we take it. It's heads. We're checking in Blackhawks, Red Wings, Avalanche, and Rangers.
Okay. And don't know much about much of anything. What did you check in?
Yikes. All right. So I recently asked a question about the President's Cup. I know this hasn't happened, that somebody won the President's Cup and Stanley Cup in like 16 years. I'm pretty sure the last team that did it was the Blackhawks. I know the Rangers did it. That was the Messier year. That was like the only time they've won the Stanley Cup in the last 100 years or something. It's not 100, but it's a long time. The Red Wings have done it. And so those three overlap with these guys. The fourth one, I'm pretty sure was the Stars, the Dallas Stars. Sorry, Minnesota guys. So we checked in with those four. We do not have Avalanche on our list, but it's certainly plausible.
Well, both teams are getting points. You
Yes.
covered all five between the two of you. It was the Blackhawks in 2012, 2013. The Red Wings did it twice in 2007, 2008, and 2001, 2002. The Avalanche in 2000, 2001. The Stars in 98, 99, and the Rangers in 93, 94. The other two teams to have done it since the President's Trophy was first awarded in 1985, 86 were the Edmonton Oilers in 86, 87, and the Calgary Flames in 88, 89.
I should have remembered that 2001. That was when Ray Bork finally won the Stanley Cup. That was a famous time in hockey. So silly me. Sorry.
Apology accepted.
And I'd be remiss, Mr. Lux, if I didn't point out that you mentioned someone winning the Stanley Cup and the President's Cup in the same year. The President's Cup being a golf trophy, so that'd be hard to do.
The President's Trophy.
I know you did. I thought it would be the absurdity of like Phil Mickelson jumping onto an NHL team and winning the Stanley Cup just made me giggle. So
I mean, Happy Gilmore did
it. There are isn't I want to say Joe Sakic's a really good golfer. There's a couple of former hockey players that are like very good golfers on those celebrities.
You could literally say any hockey player's name is a good golfer, and I would believe you.
Be like, sure.
Just because you didn't want to get beat up by him.
Right. All right. After the third quarter, here are our scores. Don't know much about much of anything has 555, and It's a Whole Foods Reference has 515. And that'll bring us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that the teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
And it's funny that somebody mentioned the Beatles during halftime because this fourth quarter is Beatles themed because, you know, sometimes you just need a theme to write 4 questions. Otherwise, it gets a little tedious. Here are the categories for this fourth quarter. She's So Heavy in international competitions. Hey Jude in soccer. Here Comes the Sun in the WNBA. And Why Don't We Do It in the Road? NASCAR. It's now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the show called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and interact with the rest of the Benchwarmers community. If you would be able to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, or any other podcast app, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Category She's So Heavy in international competitions. The Highland Games are a popular Scottish Celtic festival tradition dating back to at least the 11th century. The featured attractions at the Highland Games are what are known as the heavy events, which showcase various feats of strength. Name any 3 events commonly found at Highland Games. Common enough that they'll show on most internet sources at least. I picked 3 events because 3 Highland Games events have been Summer Olympic sports at one time or another.
We can check in.
It's a Whole Foods References checked in, so don't know much about much of anything. Talk it out.
Yeah, so I've seen this. I think the caber toss is the most famous, and then Lux said there's one where they throw a weight over a bar, and I was like, oh, I think that's just called the weight toss or the weight throw or something like that.
I'm going to give you another one. I just thought of it. There's another one where they throw a keg. There's 100% one where they just throw a keg. But
there's
now
also
that I'm thinking,
one where they throw like a big rock, like a shot put.
Like a shot put.
Yeah, but it's like a rock, like a stone, like not like a nice round.
Well, do you want to try the stone throw? Well, so I don't know how lenient the grading is going to be, but okay. So let's go with the one you said the caber toss. That's for sure.
It's the only one I'm 100% sure of the name.
I think this one may be called literally the keg toss.
Okay, I like keg toss. And then the one where you throw the weight over the bar, I think is called the weight toss or the weight throw,
Okay,
something like
I'm
that.
willing to go with that. I don't think talking this one out
But none
forever
of
is going to
those have
help.
been in the Olympics. I feel like maybe we should come up with an Olympic one. Maybe.
Well, but okay, but here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, like the one where you said where they throw a stone.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
sounds like it's a
that could be the shot put.
that's
Yeah,
the
that.
shot put. Is it
Yeah,
called? I mean, by chance, is it called the stone put? Right, because that's where the term comes from. Because you put the shot.
yeah.
The verb is to
Maybe
put.
I don't know.
But I don't know if we should play with fire. If you want to just go with the weight over the bar, the caber toss, and the keg toss, I'm okay with that.
I kind of like the stone one better because I've seen it. I know of it,
Well, what do you
and
want to what do you
and
want
it
to
has
call
the
it?
Olympic connection.
Are you suggesting we throw ourselves at the mercy of the judge here? Because my fear is that I don't know how like if we have to name it exactly. Okay. If you want to do this, then it would be the weight over the bar, the caber toss, and you want to just try the stone throw? Do you want to try to call it the stone put?
Well, I mean, I am currently drinking a beer, so I do like the keg toss. Just
Right. So you already
just
did
for
that
like
before the game
vibes.
started. I am sure there's one where they do a keg,
Yeah, no,
and you
yes,
can take that however you
I've seen
want.
that one too. I've seen that one
Okay.
too.
Okay. So how about if we okay, so then the weight over the bar, the caber toss, and the keg toss. Are you all right with that?
Sure, let's do it.
You hear the confidence in my voice, Sam? Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's
For
do
how
that.
many
We'll
points?
chicken. 100 points.
And it's a Whole Foods reference. What you got?
Me being in the Midwest and specifically in Wisconsin, the Highland Games are huge over here. We have multiple Highland events across the state, and we checked in with caber toss, the hammer throw, and then we also said tug of war.
Oh.
Oh, tug of war has been in the Olympics. That's
Yes,
good.
it has. Yes, it has. Shoot.
And both teams are going to get their points. Very well done. There are a number of games. I'm going to list the most common ones here. We have, of course, the caber toss, the hammer throw, and the shot put, and the tug of war, which was at one time an Olympic event. You also had it's called weight over bar or weight for height. That's the throwing the big weight over the bar. There's also something called the manhood stones, which is basically
Yeah.
just you pick up a big rock and you try and carry it for the longest distance you can.
Wait, does that mean they
Um,
carry that weight?
Hey, very
Oh,
good.
wow.
Mason's on one.
There is a keg toss. There's also a sheaf toss, which is throwing a heavy bale of or bag of hay over a bar with a pitchfork. And then there also is one that is particularly fascinating to me. I think the pronunciation, which I'm going to butcher because I don't speak Gaelic, is machalesk, which is Gaelic for lazy stick. It is a trial of strength performed by two competitors sitting on the ground with the soles of their feet pressed against each other. They hold a stick between their hands and they try and pull the other one up to a standing position.
Wow.
While singing Kumbaya.
Yes. Question number 2. Hey Jude, in the category of soccer or football. Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham is already considered one of the best football players in the world, and he's only 22 years of age. Name either European football club Bellingham played for before joining Real Madrid in 2023. One club, which Bellingham debuted for as a 16-year-old, began in 1875 as the Small Heath Alliance, is rivals with Aston Villa, and hasn't been in the Premier League since 2011. The other club has 8 Bundesliga championships, second most to Bayern Munich, and made the Champions League final in 2024, losing to Jude Bellingham and Real Madrid.
Yeah, we'll check in.
Don't know much about much of anything is checked in, so it's a whole food reference. You get to talk it out.
I am almost certain, Mason, that the German club is Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I don't really follow the English clubs, but I do like the German soccer games for whatever reason. So yeah, I feel fairly confident that that's who that is. Check in Borussia Dortmund for 100 points.
And don't know much about much of anything. What'd you check in with?
We have the same, Borussia Dortmund.
And both teams are getting their points. It is Borussia Dortmund who was the Bundesliga 8-time champion. The other club that Jude Bellingham started his career with was Birmingham City. And if you
Wouldn't
watch
have got that.
if you watch Peaky Blinders, you might know Small Heath is connected to Birmingham.
Oh.
I thought that was a character on there.
All right. Both teams getting 100. The deficit remains 40. Let's move to the penultimate question. Here Comes the Sun
Do 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 do.
in WNBA. The Connecticut Sun are the WNBA's oldest franchise without a championship and are set to relocate to Houston following the 2026 season, with the new ownership group reviving the Comets. The Suns franchise was established as an expansion team in 1999 along with the Minnesota Lynx and moved to Connecticut in 2003. Name the original city or the original name of the franchise.
We can check in.
Don't know much about much of anything is checked in, so it's a Whole Foods reference. You may talk it out.
This is part of that wave of WNBA teams that are just a knockoff of the NBA team, right? Like the Lakers and Sparks and all that. Oh, gosh.
Okay, so it's going to be an NBA city that they copied. Okay, so that
From
doesn't
the
have
late-
one.
From
That doesn't have
the mid to late 90s.
Okay, so I mean, we can go through NBA cities, but I don't know how that's going to help you here. Geographically close to Connecticut, I would guess, or do you think this is
I would assume it's East Coast at the very least.
okay? So Boston, either the New York teams, Brooklyn, New Jersey.
99.
I guess New Jersey in 99.
3. Okay. All right. Well, let's think of some like good franchises for the 90s, because I think that's where it's going to be a better way to build off of that, right? Teams that had
So going down, I mean, I'm just thinking of East Coast cities. Charlotte, did they have
no,
anything?
they were trash
Okay.
outside of their awesome starter jackets.
Atlanta, no. Miami,
No,
Orlando.
no, Orlando though. That's an intriguing name because you would have been building off of the success of Shaq, even though he's going to LA at that time.
I mean, I don't. If we're thinking it's East Coast, I mean, there's only so many options there. Unless it's because I mean they're moving from Connecticut to Houston. This could be somewhere completely different, right? But
Yeah, but again, this is like the beginning of that. So it's going to be built off of a city that would care to have a team, right? So having an NBA team there makes the most sense. Yeah, you know what? I like Orlando. Yeah, we'll check in with Orlando for 100 points.
And don't know much about much of anything. Would you check in?
So I was a big Houston Comet fan when they were around, and I'm excited this summer moving back to Houston. In a way, I was actually excited originally when they were supposed to move to Boston, or there were the reports of that. But with the move, I did recently look this up, so I know the answer. And Dave, there was a team in Charlotte, the Charlotte Sting, but that's not the answer. The answer is the Orlando Miracle.
Both teams are getting points. It is the Orlando Miracle. And yeah, Whole Foods Boys, you were right on. It is a non-S name. It is similar to Magic. The level of creativity in the early WNBA was not quite there yet. Yeah, the Miracle existed from 1999 to 2002. The Washington Mystics, to your point, Dave, entered the league the year prior in 1998 and are still around. All right. So as we go into the final question, it is 8:55 to 8:15. So here we go. Category, why don't we do it in the road? Name the current driver of the number 97 car who is the undisputed road course king of NASCAR today. All 7 of his Cup Series wins are in road courses. He became the first driver in the modern era to win his Cup Series debut when he won at the Chicago Street Course in 2023. And in 2025, he became the winningest rookie in NASCAR history, winning 5 of the 6 road courses on the calendar. In May 2026, he scored his first ever top 5 at an oval, finishing 5th in Nashville.
I think we're going to check in.
Don't know much about much of anything is checked in, so it's a Whole Food reference. You have about 12 seconds to talk it out.
Okay, so I had asked Taco, and Taco said no.
That's it.
But
He just asked.
they call him SVG. I remember that because they were super excited about him. As I was saying, like, I was at this race. It was super cool to have a Chicago street race. And then my brother and I got so stupid drunk. So at this point,
That's really helping us here.
I think he's from like Australia or New Zealand. I don't know. So with the VG, I think it's Van Gisbergen. That sounds right to me. When you sent me Van Ginkel, that just kind of gave a little bit of a.
There were two VGs I could think of: Van Ginkel and Van Gogh. I was pretty sure it wasn't a Van Gogh. But this is a grandson somehow.
I was running through the names, and I have like Seth in my brain, but I don't feel confident enough to go full name. Honestly, we don't need it. Let's do it. Van Gisbergen, 100 points. Check it in.
And don't know much about much of anything. Which guy?
I was really glad that they said it was SVG, because that does go with our answer. And our answer, which I think might be right, is Stan Van Gundy.
So 400 points.
Well, I can tell you this. It's not Stan Van Gundy.
Oh, we were so.
Wow.
I don't know. I question his physical fitness to drive a full NASCAR race. I do. I'm sorry.
A
Apologies
golf
to
cart,
Stan
maybe.
Van Gundy. I don't know if he's going 500 miles in that car. The driver does have the initials SVG. His name is Shane Van Gisbergen.
Let's go.
So one team is getting their 100 points. One team is losing their 100 points. And that is a significant swing because the game has come to an end. And here are the scores. Don't know much about much of anything. Finishes with a perfectly respectable and Hank Aaron worthy 755 points. But our clipboard captains of the game for episode 360, we needed a Charlie. So receiving the coveted Charlie Fry Award with 915 points is It's a Whole Foods Reference. Sam, thank you so much for being here. Is there anything you'd like to say to the listenership before we get out of here?
I just think that if Stan Van Gundy were to drive a NASCAR, that they might be able to put that on pay-per-view and make some money.
I'm not going to argue with you there. I'd watch it. I'd watch all 7 miles of it. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, and I want to mention it now because, Sam, thank you for your patronage. Sam is an assistant coach on our Patreon. And thank you to all of our patrons for your support of this podcast so we can keep doing what we're doing. And if you're not a patron and you would like to be, we would very much welcome your patronage. There is a monthly bonus episode, among other goodies, that you get to hear only on our Patreon. So thank you, everybody, Sam and everybody, for your patronage. Dave Mason, anything else you want to say for the good of the order before we get out of here?
That was a very sad loss, and my guitar is gently weeping.
Nice.
I guess that means this is the end. Yeah.
Something Sade song.
I should change it to receiving the coveted Eleanor Rigby. All right, for all of us here at the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, I have been Taco. Thank you for listening, and until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
The pitch from Matt Silvano. A drive deep to right field. Down the line. The Mariners win this game 2-1. The dream lives. They're going to the playoffs. The drought is over. Cal Raleigh. Wow. Hey now.
Want more trivia? Follow us at Benchwarmers TP on all social platforms for more sports facts and trivia. That's at Benchwarmers TP.